Feature Friday presented by Fort Financial, where each week we sit down with Purdue Fort Wayne student athlete to discuss a variety of topics. I'm Alissa Volante, Graduate Assistant in Media Services, and I'm here with sophomore on the men's track and field team, Alissa Merida. Let's begin. Now, let's start with telling the audience a little bit about yourself.
So, as she said, my name is Alissa Merida. I come from Anderson, Indiana. I'm a sophomore at Purdue Fort Wayne. It's actually my first year here. I'm transferring here. I transferred here from University of South Carolina, Beaufort, and I'm on the men's track and field team.
All right, and what is your major and what are your career goals?
My major is hospitality management, and I'm focused on the restaurant part of that. One of my goals would be to own my own restaurant, like a family restaurant, and cook for people. It would be pretty fun.
Now, like you mentioned, you transferred to Purdue Fort Wayne. What was that transfer process like for you?
It was difficult at times because transfer process can be a little bit frustrating, or you don't know where you're gonna go. You don't know if you're even gonna go anywhere. Because at first I didn't know if I wanted to keep running or if I just wanted to be an athlete or if I just didn't want to go to college. But it all worked out. It was smooth overall, but it had its ups and its downs, but it worked out good.
And what stood out to you about Purdue Fort Wayne?
It was closer to home because I was in South Carolina. It was fun, but it was really far from home. So it was closer to home. And then my friend Ty Morrow, he's actually on the track team here too. We were teammates in high school. And so I was talking to him about it, I don't know where I want to go. And so he was talking to me about the program here and how his experience was last year. And it sounded like a good program and where I wanted to be. And it sounded fun for me and him to be teammates again, push each other.
Now, like you said, you're from Anderson and you transferred here from USCB. What does it mean to be closer to home for you?
I get to see my family more often. I get to see my dogs. I got a new dog. She's about 8 months old. Her name's Nala. It's an Aussie Doodle. So I like to visit my family often and visit my pets and stay interactive with everyone that I've just grown up with and stuff.
Now, what made you want to pursue track and field in college and become a collegiate athlete?
I didn't start running track until around my sophomore year in high school, and I was made to do it for football. So at first I was just running's not fun. Who wants to run? And then over time, my junior year, once I actually started to get good at it, I started to just fall in love with the sport. When you're running and you're just you pass somebody and they just you see the look on their face and they're trying to pass you back. It's just no better feeling than winning a good race, good close competitive race.
Now, I understand you're a multis athlete, which means you go in multiple different events. What is it like training for all these events, like throwing, jumping, and sprints?
It's a lot different. So in high school, I just did the 400, the 4x8, 4x4, 4x1, and then in college, when I transitioned to a decathlete, and the practice is very different. Some days I'll have my sprints practice, and I'll have some hurdle practice, and then long jump. And then sometimes I'll have them little brain fart moments at practice where I'll forget that I'm practicing for this event. So I'll jump off the wrong foot or something. It's different, but it's fun because I wake up every day and I have something to look forward to. I can get better in all these different events.
And lastly, what are you most excited about for your first season as being a Mastodon?
I'm excited to compete with all the teammates and really just see where we can go since last year, COVID came and ruined. They didn't have an outdoor season, so this year hopefully we'll get to have an outdoor season. So get to compete with everybody, and we're in a new conference, so we all have a fresh start. And so just really see what everybody does.
All right, are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Hopefully.
All right, what is your favorite social media platform?
Snapchat.
What's your favorite movie?
It would be Django.
What's your favorite superhero?
The Flash.
What is your go-to music before a meet?
It would be Lil Baby, Something to Prove.
What is your favorite food?
Chicken wings.
Your favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
And your favorite candy?
Skittles.
And lastly, what is your favorite event to compete in?
The 400.
That will do for us here on this week's episode of Feature Friday. Thank you to Alissa Merida for joining us this week, and thank you to Fort Financial for sponsoring this week's episode. Be sure to check out GoMastodons.com and follow Purdue Fort Wayne Athletics on social media. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Go Dons!